Alright, I'm Stuart.
Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to our page.
Welcome,
it's been a while.
59 subscribers. And happy birthday, Dawn, November 30th
Yeah,
today.
happy birthday, Dawn.
So, what are we going to talk about?
We're really winging it today.
This one's even less rehearsed than any other one that we've done. So we haven't talked for 8 or 9 weeks.
9 weeks.
So we're going to kind of try and keep this sweet and short, but we're going to tell you where we've been and what we've been doing, starting from Seaside, Oregon. So we were in Thousand Trails, Seaside, Oregon, at the beginning of October 1st.
Right, October 1st. And we've been here in Oregon for 9 weeks, and we're headed out Wednesday to go to California. So yeah, we're just going to fill you in on what we've been doing for 9 weeks. What have we been doing, Stuart?
Well, we had Louise and Martin from Scotland. Our friends from Scotland came to visit us. They arrived same time as we did, or same day, October 1st at Seaside. And we spent 7 days with them. We had a great time, and then they went off and did their own thing. They were in, they went to
Tahoe,
Vegas, Tahoe, San Francisco, not necessarily in that order. And then they came back and met us in Bend. So we stayed in Seaside for 2 weeks. Thousand Trails, really nice park, 2 miles from the town of Seaside, which is one of these nice Oregon picturesque seaside towns. But it's called Seaside, I guess. And
yeah, it's a real family vacation place. A lot of things to do. Beautiful boardwalk.
we went to Cannon Beach.
Nice restaurant. Cannon Beach is a real famous place that people go to.
What's the name of that rock there?
Ecola. We went on a beautiful hike, Ecola State Park, with all the, haystack rock, and then we got. God, just the scenery is just stunning.
Yeah, and for the oldies amongst us, the movie The Goonies was filmed in the area, so we went to Ecola State Park, as they had a plaque there showing that a portion of the Goonies movie was made there.
Yeah, Astoria is where they did the Goonies.
Yeah, Astoria. So anyway, really nice area. We stayed there 2 weeks again. Positive Thousand Trails experience there. Then we went on the 14th. We left Seaside and we drove to Bend, Oregon, and we ended up staying in an RPI park in La Pine, and we did that. It was called Meadows, I think, RV park. It was a RPI, which is Resort Parks International, an affiliate of Thousand Trails. We stayed there instead of the Bend Thousand Trails because there's no sewage at the Bend Thousand Trails, and no honey bucket service, mobile honey bucket, so that doesn't suit us. So we stayed in La Pine, and we stayed, that cost us like $20 a night, and we had a nice open pull-through site there. And then Louise and Martin joined us there for another week, and we did lots of hiking and Obsidian Rock. Nice hike there at Obsidian Rock.
We went up at...
I'll try and put in some photographs in here.
So Oregon,
I learned some of the things that we did.
So I've been to Oregon.
She's laughing at me because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've been to Oregon quite a few times. And one thing about living in a location for 3 weeks, you really get to see a lot more. You know, when you come in on a mini vacation, a 3-day vacation, a 4-day vacation, you just go to the main local places that everybody goes to. But when you live here, you really get... And I want to tell you, Oregon coast is one of the most stunning coastline in the world. It's known for its stunning coastline. Monoliths and the cliffs, you're so up high, you're like in an airplane looking down. I've had to kind of deal with my fear of heights here, because we'll be going on these hikes and you're just looking down at the ocean. And so it's a real outdoors. Bend is on the eastern side of Oregon, so it's dry and arid, and that's a vacation destination. And the thing that we learned about this trip, we left Texas a little bit a month too late. Now that we have been going through Oregon, we've had a lot of nice weather, but the last month it's been pretty rainy here.
And getting cold and damp.
And getting cold, and so we wish we would have started like in Washington State a month earlier and then headed into California. So, the Oregon coast is just, if you've never been here, you just have to experience it. And so then from
Bend, we went to Whalers Rest back on the coast. So we went from the Bend over the mountains, headed west, and we got back to Whalers Rest, which was near Newport.
Yeah, Newport,
another,
and it is. They call it Whalers Rest because that's where the whales migrate.
and the rest there apparently before they head to California.
Yeah, I guess they eat in Depot Bay, and they fuel up to have their babies in the Baja Peninsula, and they don't eat down there. So they come, and so we just got kind of the end of the whale
We saw a
watching.
few whale spouts
but
out
we did
there.
see some whales.
So anyway, so Whalers Rest, Newport, we saw a couple of lighthouses there, Yaquima Head and Yaquima Bay, 2 lighthouses there. Oregon's famous for its lighthouses apparently. And we saw 2 of them there at Whalers Rest. So again, a positive experience from a Thousand Trails perspective there. They had concrete pads there at Whalers Rest.
Yeah.
So the first time in our experience with Thousand Trails where they actually had concrete pads, which makes levelling a no-brainer, which is a good thing. So a positive experience there, and then from Whalers Rest we've come here to South Jetty, which is just south of,
About an hour south. But the scenery between Newport and Florence, even though it's like an hour different, like what is it, an hour and a half, is the most stunning part of Oregon. So it just gets more beautiful and more beautiful. So in Florence, we're kind of like in the beginning of the sand dunes, and people come from all over. It's like one of the biggest sand dunes in North America, right? And people come from all over to rent ATVs and
lots
do
of buggies,
the sand
lots of
dunes.
dune buggies.
Yeah, a lot of
driving
dune
around.
buggies. And but again, there's a lighthouse right up here that is the most picturesque, beautiful.
Hesita
Yes.
Bay. We did a hike there, the Hobbit Trail, which for us was about, as long as we'd want to go, it was about...
It was a tough. It was
2
tough.
hours, babe? Was it 2.5 hours?
Yeah, it was 5 miles round trip, but I mean, you're going
Pretty steep.
straight up. I mean,
So we went from the Hesita Bay lighthouse and then up and heading north to the beach there. What the hell was the beach called?
oh gosh, I don't remember.
See, we'll put that in the captions, the beach that we went to. But anyway, we saw the beach, then we went back. So it was pretty, for us, not for Lisa, for me, pretty tough hike, being more than 4 miles and pretty steep. So that was fun. And we
Yeah.
did a hike today. We actually did
We
a
just
couple
got
of-
back
yeah.
from a 3-hour, was it about 3 hours? What we did is we wanted to do a hike today, and we wanted to do a waterfall hike. There's all these beautiful waterfalls. Well, the part of the hike, the road was washed out, so we only got so much of the hike, but it was still beautiful. And talk about Hobbit Trail. We were out there, we're like, this is more like the Hobbit land than ever, because it's just, it was just so beautiful. I don't even know how to describe
I'm
it.
trying to get the name of it because I know that we're going to say where did we
It was
go
called
today?
Sweet Creek, or
Yeah, that might be
yeah.
it.
But then we didn't get enough hiking in because we really want to get, our 10,000 steps in or whatever. So then we went to a dune hike after that. And we hiked in by this lake today, and then we went into the dune. We got to the dunes, and we saw the ocean, and the sun's about setting, so you could see it's dark here now. But we really got a good workout in today.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
So this site that we're in South Jetty. The site itself is great. Again, the park here, the Thousand Trails South Jetty, is very rustic, as a lot of them are. Right, there's a lot of potholes, a lot of pine needles. It's not like your KOA or fancy type resorts, but it's very, very nice. But it's very woodsy, and here it's very dark. So we got home today, and it was kind of sunny when we came in, and then we get back to the rig, and you think it's nighttime.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we've noticed here, that in this particular site, that we don't know if it's going to be sunny or...
We don't know if it's sunlight or if it's raining out. I mean, we can hear the rain on the roof and stuff. But it's so, I guess because we were in sun so many months that this doesn't bother me. It's cozy. We got a beautiful, really, it's a beautiful campsite. I wanted to have one last campfire because in Oregon is the only place you can have campfires.
Because we're headed to California.
And when we head to
on
California,
Wednesday.
I don't think they're going to have fire pits. And I wanted to have another campfire because we're like on a creek, a really pretty creek, and it's just beautiful. But so I don't mind 3 weeks being in trees, wooded trees, because I know we're going to get in the sun again. But I couldn't live in this because there's no sun that hits the rig. And one thing about Oregon is everybody does mushrooms. I don't want to say everybody. It's a big, smoking pot. But mushrooms are the big thing. And there are like 50 varieties of mushrooms. I saw another mushroom I've never seen today. And
But we're not doing mushrooms.
Yeah, on my birthday we went into this bar and the bartender's like, "Yeah, I just did them this morning. I did these."
I don't know if they're smoking them, chewing them, or drinking them.
Yeah, what they're doing.
We're not doing
there's a lot of, and I kind of wish I knew about the eating ones, right? Because I kind of like to eat some of them, but you don't definitely would, yeah. Unless you knew what you're doing.
Not the hallucinogenic ones. The
eating ones. But I mean every color. I mean, I've never seen such variety. Little ones, big ones, red ones, orange ones, So it is mushroom land here. But anyway, so.
And yesterday we had to take the rig out to get propane because it's been so cold here that we were almost out of propane after 3 weeks. If we used propane only for the stove, it can last 3 months, but when we're using it for heat, which we have been doing, it ran out, so we had to unhook everything, which is quite a pain for us with the big 40-foot rig. We have to she's getting the cap. We have to bring in the slides and effectively do what we do when we're leaving a campground. So anyway, we got propane successfully, filled up with diesel too. And then we got back in here yesterday, and that was pretty smooth. It's been pretty smooth.
Yeah.
One funny incident was that we were supposed to be going to a campground, a non-Thousand Trails, in California for 2 nights, which was called Klamath River Campground, and I wanted to extend the stay from 2 nights to 4 nights because it's near the giant redwood forest. So I thought rather spend 2 nights there, we'll spend 4 nights there. Well, I called them to see if we could extend the stay, to find out that in fact we didn't have a booking. The camp is actually closed because of flood concerns. It's closed now at this time of year, so that one slipped through the cracks. We had paid a deposit. She says we'll get refunded that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was lucky that we decided to stay extra time just to find out that we in fact never had a booking. So I've got us booked into, I think, a KOA for 4 or 5 nights. So that's our next destination. It's about a 4.5 to 5 hour drive from here, just south of the California border. I think, where is it? Is it Cloverdale, or is that actually where the Russian River is?
I don't even know.
So anyway, we're going. It's a 5 hour drive from here. We're going to a KOA, and then we're going to be there for 4 nights, and then we're going to Thousand Trails Russian River. That's another Thousand Trails. We'll give you a review separately on that. I've heard good. Well, actually, I haven't heard good. I've only heard okay and bad things. There's no sewage hookup at Russian River, but at least they have a mobile honey bucket service, which is $40 a pop. They come round and dump your tanks, which is better for us, because if we need to go to the dump station, we need to bring everything in, bring in the slides, tie everything down. It's a real pain. So anyway, that's where we're at. So tomorrow we're going to Eugene to do some shopping.
We're going to do a Costco run. We have to drive about an hour and something to get to. We weren't going to do it
each way,
but we're running out of the things you get at Costco. You just kind of depend on those things, and we were going to kind of skip Costco. And we used to do it in Texas. So I said, Stuart, when we lived in Texas, we used to have to drive about an hour and a half to go to Costco. So I said, let's just do it. We'll stock up on meat. We'll stock up on our olive oil and all this stuff. So we're going to do that, but we're also going to go to, hopefully, Trader Joe's and get some goodies for...
Can't wait.
I know, goodies for Christmas, and where else? We're going to Home Depot, my makeup place.
So that's the big adventure tomorrow. It's Eugene, Oregon, 1.5 hour each way. And then Tuesday, I don't know what we're going to do on Tuesday. We've talked about it and I can't remember. Another hike somewhere.
Maybe another hike, and or then, just getting laundry. I'll probably do laundry.
And then Wednesday morning we're out of here.
Yeah.
Which has been, so Oregon's been great. Washington State was great. Oregon's been great. But we're looking forward to getting some sunshine. I don't think we're going to get warm weather initially. But we'll be in Palm Springs, I think, in
February.
So
basically we're just headed down the coast, California coast, and staying along the way. San Francisco will be around San Francisco and Christmas. And then Palm Springs, and then just hang out in Southern California until we can go to the national parks till the weather warms up and we can get to the national parks in California. So anyway, I'm excited for our new adventure. We have loved Oregon. It's quiet at this time of the year, so you know there's not a lot of traffic.
That was another tip, that come to places like this after Labor Day if you don't want to be surrounded by families. This is a very family oriented area. The whole Oregon coast is, from Seaside down. Lots of families come here over the summer vacation time. A fun place for kids, a great place for kids.
Yeah.
But we're past that stage.
Yeah, and we had fun on my birthday. Yeah, there's the cutest seaside little,
Old town, Florence.
Old town. And so we went into the old town and the beautiful restaurant right there on the river.
Waterfront Depot.
Yes,
Make a
highly
reservation.
recommend it. It was one of those cozy, with the bar there, wood, and it overlooked, the river, and that leads right into the ocean. I mean, the ocean is like right there. And then we just had
Suislaw River.
Yeah, we just had a really.
So we had a great time. Nothing wrong with the rig. No extreme damage. I did have a water pump adjustment requirement, which I've done, and things falling off walls, fixed those. And other than that, it needs a good wash, but we're not allowed to wash the rig here.
Yeah. Well, one other thing I got to tell you is one of my greatest fears on the rig is mold, and so we met a couple in our last Oregon at Newport, and we had them over for dinner, and then they said, we're going to be at this campsite, and they had us over for dinner. So they were just saying, but they live in Oregon full time. They go between two camps.
They've been full
on the
timing
road
for 9 years.
So they decided to just stay in Oregon, I don't know how they do it, but they go in between these two camps. Well, she found mold. So I told Stuart, I said, we need to check our water. No, one of our water sensors went off under our couch.
From condensation. Because of the damp, cold outside and warm inside, it causes condensation inside the rig. Lots of people report it.
So anyway, sure enough, there were spots of mold on the comforter back here, on the floor. And I'm thinking, yikes, because people get really sick from mold. But I can understand, we are in mushroom land. And there's spores. There's probably mold spores just coming through the windows.
Anyway, we purchased a small dehumidifier, and we bought a meters to measure the humidity, and we've taken some precautions to try and minimize the moisture.
Damp rid stuff we're putting under the couches, under the bed. I mean, I don't expect to be in a real humid. I don't know. I guess California's humid too on the coast. So we just have to keep up on it.
Yeah, we got to watch that kind of thing. So.
You got to watch that because
other than that, other than the mold and
Bonnie's doing great. The cats are doing great.
Touch wood, no
except
problems.
Maximus is having problems with his hips. We don't know if to take him in.
We think he might have hip dysplasia.
Yeah, we're thinking it's hip dysplasia. And so anyway, we're kind of concerned about him.
But on a positive note, no, let's just wrap it and just.
I was just saying, there's so many things we did. That's why we haven't been on, because we are so busy, and we didn't tell you half the things we did while we were in Oregon. I mean, we just touched the surface. We didn't talk about we hiked up that volcano.
By the way, Lisa says the white shirt makes my boobs look big. So I don't know. Anyway, if you're enjoying them. Let us know.
Like I said, I'm jealous because his boobs are big. Stuart goes, I'm jealous because his boobs are bigger than No, look at him. He looks good. He's working out.
Doing okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fans, friends,
okay,
family.
We'll get back to you in a few weeks.
Ya.
Okay, love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.